And we are back again, folks. Aye. There you go, the bright yellow gloves of sheer dog's bollocks and complete and utter arrogance are back. And he's got these Lavelle gloves. Right, so I promised this a while ago, and I say a while ago, it was ages ago, so we're going to, today, by the way, happy Thursday everybody, have a good one. So today we're going to make pizza base, some pizza bases, pizza dough, whatever you want to say. Right, I've got some extra virgin olive oil. Doesn't need to be extra virgin olive oil, use olive oil, use vegetable oil, use whatever oil you've got. I've got running the mill strong white bread flour. I've tried 0-0 and to be honest the difference is negligible. So just get strong bread flour. You can even do it with plain flour, to be honest. Sachet of fast action dried yeast. And here we've got a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar, and we've got some water. If anybody wants to know the amounts, just give me a shout in the old comment section. So aye, let's go on with this. Right, we've got our flour in a bowl, and we're going to add our sugar and our salt. You're going to hear folks saying, oh, you need to add salt last, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to put your yeast in a jug of hot water first and activate it, and you need to do that, and then you need to do this other thing. Right, nonsense. Salt and sugar's in there, a wee mix about with a knife. You can see that's just a knife, steak knife, right. In with your yeast. Full sachet of yeast. I think there's about 7 gram in these. Full sachet of yeast. And give your yeast a wee mix into the flour with the salt and sugar. All very simple so far. To be fair, it's really simple to do this. Even Sarge could do this, I think. Well, maybe not. Stick to your hotel omelette, Sarge. That seems to be your forte, because you kind of make a mess of everything else, but we'll not go there. We'll not go there, buddy. You're a trier, I'll say that for you, you're a trier. A failure, but a trier. So I'll give you a wee slap on the head. Say, good boy, keep trying. Keep trying, Sarge. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to make a wee well. So scrape your flour on the sides of the bowl. Make a wee well. Don't know if you can see that. We've made a wee well. Can you see that? Probably no. Hopefully the camera's out of focus and the lighting's terrible, because I'd hate to be breaking my rules of having good camera work. Right, so what we're going to do now, in with the water. It's just cold water straight for the tap. In with the cold water. And in with about a tablespoon, and with about a tablespoon olive oil. Right, and again, in with a knife, and combine the flour with the water. So nothing much has been happening. There's been nothing that good on YouTube to watch. I'm getting sick of watching the flag wavers. You can only watch folk standing with flags for so long and it gets severely boring. So I've unsubscribed for about 20 or 30 folk that I was subscribed to, because they're just starting to bore the utter shit out of me. So I've binned off quite a lot of folk I was subscribed to on YouTube. YouTube's going down holes, a lot of shit out there, man. So nothing much has been happening. What has been happening is, and I hope anybody out there actually watched and tried my jalfrezi. One person in particular saw my jalfrezi, thought that looks bloody amazing, that looks really tasty, I've got to try that. And that person was Tracy, Mrs Tracy's Cooking Allotments. Thought that's bloody lovely, I'm giving that a bash. And I'm not going to lie, Mrs Tracy, you pretty much knocked it off. Pretty much played a blinder. Obviously not quite as good as mine, but it's not going to be, is it? Come on. But it looked pretty damn good. And in Mrs Tracy's dish, there was a huge lesson to be learned. A massive lesson to be learned for other folk that see really amazing, beautiful food on YouTube and think to themselves, well, you know what, I'm going to make that. Because what Mrs Tracy did, she pretty much stuck to the actual recipe that she saw and stuck to the order that the recipe was getting made in. Therefore, Mrs Tracy's recipe turned out to be pretty much, in fact, her husband Carol gave it 10 out of 10, so that's good enough for me. But then somebody else thought he would try and make a chicken jalfrezi and didn't stick to the recipe or the order in which the recipe was cooked, and therefore his chicken jalfrezi was a complete and utter mess. Yes indeed, anybody that's out there and knows the story will know who I'm talking about. We're talking about the lover of potato glue, the hotel omelette chef, the pot washer. He tries, I'm not going to lie, he tries, fails but he tries. But aye, what a mess. Followed that up with half-cooked badges that he said they were all cooked all the way through, but funnily enough he didn't cut any open to prove that they were cooked all the way through. But I'm going to tell you right now, the badges were shocking. They were not cooked all the way through. But his rice looked nice, I'm not going to lie, I liked his rice. Far too many, I think he stuck a big bag of raisins in there, far too many raisins. And you don't want to use raisins, you want to use sultanas, but we'll not go there. But anyway, the star of the show is obviously meant to be the main dish, the jalfrezi, but absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. And I mean that, I stress that. Really bad. So, there's a massive lesson out there to be learned that Mrs Tracy, he thought he was teaching Mrs Tracy a thing or two, but actually Mrs Tracy taught him. That's the crazy thing. Imagine teaching a Mitch, an actual Mitch that's never going to get that letter. He's waiting for that letter but it's not coming. It's not coming, Sarge. That letter's done a bunkers. It's done a button. It's went to the wrong person. Or the right person should I say. So aye, there's my dough. Quite soft, quite a wet dough this. So you can get a wee fold and a wee stretch if you want and fold it in. You can do all this. You can do all that, wee tuck and a wee fold and corner to corner. You can do all that. Or you can just knead it. Knead it like a pro. Stretch it, bring it back. So we're going to do this for about 15 minutes. Obviously Mrs Tracy won't be doing this because she's very lazy. She's quite a lazy cook and she's got a, pardon me, she's got her dough mixer thingy with her dough hook and all that caper. You can actually do this in a liquidizer as well. My liquidizer's got a wee kind of dough paddle thing for making dough, but I prefer just to do it with hands. So we're going to do this for about 15 minutes. Get a good knead. So aye Sarge, top tip for you, stick to recipes. Somebody hands you a beautiful recipe on a plate, stick to that recipe. Don't stray for that recipe, make it in the order you were shown and you'll end up with an absolute stonking dish. Instead of that, do what you did. Start bunging lentils in and bunging a bit of this in and a bit of that in and a bit of something else in, just for good measure, and you end up with an inferior product. an extremely inferior product that looked nothing like mine, looked nothing like Mrs. Tracy's, but there you go. That's about it. What else have I seen? Mr. Red, he's made a bit of schnitzel action, looked tasty. It looked really tasty. I do like a bit of schnitzel. So there we go, we're kneading. And what we're doing here is, we're getting all the glutens working in the flour. Stretching. We're stretching and tearing. See that? I'm tearing it, stretching and tearing. Bringing it back. Stretch and tear, bring it back. You can see there's nothing stuck to the hands. Sometimes you see folk on YouTube and most of the doughs on their hands stuck to them for some mad reason. So I'm not going to say I'm the best pizza maker, no to hell, but I'm basically the best pizza maker on YouTube. And compared to Sarge, I'm the best jalfrezi maker on YouTube. I don't actually know what it is with the guy, man. This must be, I think this is like the, I don't know, maybe the 6th or 7th time he's tried to outdo me. And he just fails at every time, man. Every hurdle, he just stumbles. I think it's the pressure. I think the pressure gets to him. He's seen mine, he knows mine looks amazing. He's got to try and make his look more amazing, and it just fails all the time. What I mean, we're talking what? His sweet and sour chicken that he tried to make with shocking sauce. Another fail. His pizza, I made a pizza ages ago. In fact, that was his very first. So this guy's actually got a wee, I think he's actually stalking me. He made his very first Black Magic series on me. He created that whole genre on me because Mr. Red happened to mention that I made a pizza and I had a pizza on my channel. And the bold Sarge wasn't happy about that, so instantly Black Magic, and he was giving it, oh, you've done this wrong, you've done that wrong, no, nah. And when I says boom there a pizza, he went, no, not fucking boom. So then, literally within a couple of days or a day, he made a pizza. And it was one of the worst pizzas I've ever seen in my entire life. One of the worst, Sarge, you've got to admit it. One of the worst. I'm sure there's worse, even worse than you out there, like Kay's cooking. Maybe she could make a, and in fact I actually think Kay could make a better pizza than some. But aye, so there you go, we're kneading. One hand, there you go. You can do this one-handed if you want. Some folk out there might only have one arm. So I'm proving you can do this with one arm. And I can feel it becoming more elastic. I can feel it becoming softer. Every time I push and stretch and knead. So aye, that was the next thing. After the pizza that he failed on and the sweet and sour that he failed on, what else was it? He's done about 5 or 6 trying to outdo me and failing every time. He tried to make a toasty challenge, by the way. But he didn't even make a toasty, he made some hideous grilled cheese sandwich and he put lettuce in it. Hot, wet, floppy lettuce in a bloody toasty. Sorry, in a grilled cheese sandwich, should I say. So that was another one of his failings. They're mounting up. But, to be honest, I think the jalfrezi's been the worst one so far. And I'll tell you something else about that dish. Right, he bought these naan breads. No problem with that. But he started pouring all sorts of stuff on them. Like 5 tablespoons worth of garlic and I don't know what the guy's all about sometimes. But there you go. Right, we're still kneading. Folks. Quite good, the camera's got a timer so I'll know when I've done 15 minutes. And what will happen once this is kneaded, it'll be going into an oiled bowl, should I say, and I'll be putting a shower cap on it. The If you've not got a shower cap at home, you stick it in a plastic bag, do whatever, and set it in a kind of warm place until it doubles in size. It's got to double in size, or it's just not going to work for you. So that might take an hour, might take an hour and a half, might take 2 hours. All depends on the heat situation and your place that you're making your pizza base. Some folk put them in the oven with the bulb on. I just put mine in the living room and leave it there for about an hour, and it's usually good to go. Right, I think we're getting there, folks. I think we're getting there. So I did actually work in a bread factory. Not a bread factory, a bakery factory, quite a long time ago. And you learn a lot in factories. What a lot of folk don't realise is a factory is just the exact same as how you make it pretty much in your house, only a bigger scale. So I've done a fair bit of kneading in the factory. Machines done it most of the time, but machines don't work all the time. Sometimes there's engineers have got to pull them apart and rebuild them, and while that's happening you've got to bloody well get in there and make the dough. There's about 30 years on kneading bloody dough. Right, that's perfect. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting a nice tight skin on the dough. Set the ball in front of you, your 2 hands like that, kind of clasped, and just pull it towards you, turn it, do it again, pull it towards you, turn. And you can see, nice clean surface. I haven't tipped out a full bag of flour to do this, like a lot of folk do. Naming no names, Sarge. Naming no names. Right. But aye Trace, well done. Well done on your jalfrezi. It looked absolutely banging. Commiserations to Two Tier Toes. Yours looked a bit of a pile of shite. Sorry. Sorry. And not long ago I seen you dishing up a raw chicken leg. You fried a chicken leg for about 2 minutes and said that was it cooked. Classic stuff. Obviously Mitchie. Mitchie at its best. Right. So just tuck it in, pull it towards you, tuck it, just keep pulling it towards you. And when you can push your finger in, it springs back, you know you're there. So I know I'm there. This is an absolutely banging pizza dough recipe. And obviously, if you want, if you're mental and you can't stick to recipes, pardon me, if you've got something to prove and you think you're better than somebody and you've got something to prove that you can make a better pizza dough or whatever, you can obviously start adding stuff to your pizza dough mix. But just remember, it's going to change the recipe. So be prepared for it to not be as good as what you saw. Right folks, that's for dough. That's lovely, that's for dough. That's a beautiful ball of pizza dough. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning, I might even say stunning. That's a stunning bit of pizza dough there. So get your bowl. Bowl situated here. Here, bowl. And we're going to go in there. But we're not going to use the olive oil for this. We're going to put a wee splash of vegetable oil on. A wee splash of vegetable oil in the bowl. These splashes in the bowl. That's a really nice dough. So this dough will make you 4 pizzas, 4 between 10 and 12 inch pizzas. Right, get your dough in the bowl, get a wee shimmy about, flip it over, give the other side a wee shimmy about in the oil, flip it over again, and that's what pizza dough. That's what pizza dough, folks. My hands are wee wash. So as I'm saying, this basically goes to everybody that's out there wanting to be cooking something they've seen on YouTube, or they want to copy my amazing Jill Fraser that I made. I'm not going to lie, it was absolutely stunning. And even better than that, if you had any leftovers, it tasted even better the next day. Sadly, Mrs. Tracy had no leftovers because Carol, her man, bloody loved the stuff. Gave it a 10 out of 10, should I say. Went back for seconds. So I don't think they actually had any leftovers to try it the next day. And I was actually feeling really guilty because, as you all know, whenever I make something, I trip into my mother's and give her a nice big chunk or a nice big container full. But it was that good, she didn't get any. Right, shower cap. You get 3 of these for £1 off at the pound shop. Or you can join somebody's Patreon on YouTube that tries to sell you a pair of gloves or a shower cap for £10. You can do that if you want, but you're better off just nipping to the shop. Right, there we go. You switch it that, shower cap on. So that's now going to go and sit somewhere warm for an hour, folks. So I'll get back to these. Aye. Right folks, we are back. So the dough has been left to rise for about an hour and 20 minutes. And I can see a wee slight bulge, so I'm going to say that that'll do us. Aye, that's well doubled in size. So I don't know if you can see that. Right, that's our dough now. Loads of nice bubbles there. Right, so let's do this. So what we're going to do now, pardon me, what we're going to do now, right, don't know if you can see this, no oil on the board, no flour, don't be tossing flour. Some folk like to empty a full bag of flour everything before they do stuff. I don't know what that's all about, but no flour, so just tip out your dough, bowl upside down, tip it out, there you go, right, so that's our dough. Right, so you're not making a loaf here. If you're making a loaf you'd be punching all the air out of this. We're not making a loaf, we're making a pizza base. Right, so this is like about 4 pizza bases here, so we'll separate it into 4. You can go mad and weigh it all out and all that caper, or you can just kind of judge it. I'm just going to judge it. Always just judge it. Right, so that's our 4 portions. Just kind of separate them. Right, so now the important bit. So you've got your dough, so now we're going to, all the cut ends, get them tucked inside. Get everything tucked inside. I want to make a wee kind of balloon here. And pinch. See what I'm doing here? I'm pinching the bottom of the dough. Basically created a balloon, a wee balloon. There you go, see that's like a balloon. Pinching the bottom of it. So you want to try and keep the bottom of your pizza dough at the bottom at all times, even when you're making your pizza. So I'm going to leave that there. We'll take another one. Inside, get it all tucked inside. Just fold it inside. Don't know if you can see this. Just fold it inside, from the outside to the inside, and then pinch. Trap all that air in. See that? Trap all that air in. Right, that's another one. Right, and again, inside, inside, inside. So I hope you try this pizza dough, because it is the best pizza dough. And I'm not being big-headed, or well, I'm probably being big-headed because it's the best pizza dough on YouTube. There's no denying it. There's no escaping the fact. Right, pinch pinch, see we've got a wee balloon formed there. See? All the air's trapped inside. Right, and that's our last one. Fold it in, fold it in. Being quite gentle, I'm not being rough. Being quite gentle with it. Right, then what you do is put your hand over the ball, create like a wee claw with your hand, right like that, over the ball of dough, and just roll it gently. Get a wee press, and you'll feel the air making wee squeaky noises, the bubbles and whatever. That's all that lovely air you've got trapped in there. So there you go. That's what your pizza ball should look like, lovely and smooth. You can get a wee bit of that if you want to tighten it up, tighten the skin on the outside. You can do all that. Right, so that's one. Take our next one. And the same thing again. And you can get a wee tighten. That just forms a nice skin on the outside of the dough ball. That's all that does. Gives it a wee stretch. Stretching the glutens. Just pull it towards you. Just pull it towards you. Right, that's number two. So what I'm going to do with number two is, we're going to stick number two back in the bowl, right? Back in the oiled bowl. We'll get a wee roll about, get it coated with oil, make sure the bottom stays at the bottom. And we'll get the shower cap back on it. And that's going to get put away now for another 45 minutes to an hour. You want that to double in size again. So I'm going to put this in a warm place. Right, I'm back, so that's been put in a nice warm place. I'm going to tidy these up a wee bit. So you just form a wee claw shape with your hand over the dough ball and just turn it. And you'll feel it turn in your hand. And then you can get, as I say, a wee tighten up. Just pull it towards you, and you'll get a nice tight skin. Right, that's number two. Number three, sorry. And this is the last one. So I'm going to say one thing here, I hope. I don't even know if Mr. Red even watches me anymore. I've got a feeling he doesn't. Don't know why, but there you go. You get bored with people. I'm bored with Sarge. I'm extremely bored with Sarge. So you get bored with people and you stop watching them. What happens? As I say, I've unsubscribed for about 30 people last night because I'm just bored with them. So I hope Mr. Red sees this. I do hope he sees this, because I would like to see Mr. Red make a pizza, because Mr. Red's got about 4 actual pizza ovens, that he's never used on any videos, I don't think. I think I've seen him make one pizza, I think, a long time ago, on one of his kind of first videos. But I would like to see Mr. Red make a lovely quality pizza. So there's my pizza balls. So what you do with these is, so what you can do, you can obviously cook all these the way I'm going to cook mine in a wee while once it's ready. But what I do with them is, get yourself a wee freezer bag. Get yourself a wee freezer bag, right? Pour in a wee touch of oil, any oil you've got. I'm just going to use vegetable oil. A wee, maybe a teaspoon maybe oil, just a wee bit of oil in your bag, and put your absolutely gorgeous, soft, elasticy, air-filled dough ball in your freezer bag. Lay the bottom down, the bottom of your pizza ball down, facing downwards, right? And just get a wee few turns and just stick that in the freezer like that. And we'll do that. We'll do the rest. Don't get me wrong, obviously you can put them in a big container if you've got a big tub as well, you can put them in that. But wee freezer bags are just as well, and you can reuse them. You're only using them for a pizza dough, so what I would do is just use them for pizza doughs in future. And there's no wastage. Right, in the bag, bottom down again, and that's what another pizza ball sorted for the freezer. And what you would do is, when you fancy a pizza, just take your pizza dough ball out the freezer a couple of hours before you want a pizza. All depends on the heat in your flat or in your house or whatever, in your kitchen, or all depends on the heat, how long it takes. But usually about 2 hours. Usually about 2 hours before you want your pizza. It should be defrosted and it will start to prove again. And you want to let it get to the optimum proving. When it's jiggly, it will go kind of jiggly, and that's optimum time. You can leave it too long and it will collapse, and you've left it too long. So that's what the last pizza ball in the bag, bottom face down, a wee twist, pardon me, and in the freezer that'll go. So what you, as I say, what you can do, you can cook your pizza base and then just you could cook all these, and I'll be showing you how I cook my pizza base, which is a wee bit intricate, wee bit of a fuss, but it's well worth it. So you could cook them all and then just freeze them all, put them on a bag and put them in the freezer, and then just take out a fully cooked pizza base when you fancy a pizza. That'll defrost in about 10-15 minutes and you're good to go. So our dough ball is in a warm place, it'll be left there for about 45 minutes to an hour, and when I get back to you we'll do a bit of pizza base shaping. Aye. Right folks, we're back again. So the pizza ball that you've seen me make has been left to rise again for another 45 to an hour, about 45 minutes to an hour, so you can see that's kind of doubled in size again. So it's time to form our pizza. So what we're going to do first, we're going to use a wee bit of semolina, however. I'm going to get some of that. stress anybody out there going to make a pizza, get the semolina. I like the coarse, you get fine, I quite like the coarse, but get semolina. Don't be filling the place with flour, get semolina. Right, what we're going to do now is get our dough ball out the bowl. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. And we're going to press it in the middle. Don't want to see anybody using rolling pins. You don't set about pizza dough with a rolling pin. So remember, this is the bottom, this is supposed to stay at the bottom. Just press round the sides, get that nice bubbly edge. You can see it's stretching, it's starting to stretch. Right, so stretching a pizza, you can toss it all about if you want. I've still got 3 pizza bases on the ceiling for last year that still haven't come down, so I would stress don't toss it about. Just lift it, turn it, stretch it out, just by hand. Use your 2 hands if you want. Get your hands in the middle, turn it. Get stay to that, I've made a bit of a mess of that, there we go, that's us. Get my back. Right, so that's for pizza shape. And I don't know if you can see, we've got nice bubbles forming on the crust on the outside. Some nice bubblage happening there. So I'm going to get my wee metal plate. So I use a wee metal plate, it's about 10 inch. Use whatever you're using. I'm going to just brush it with a wee bit of oil, a wee bit, just in case it sticks. Semolina. The semolina helps not to stick as well, so I say I would get semolina, definitely get semolina, because it really makes a difference. And it has a nice wee kind of crunch, semolina has a nice kind of crunch, and it does have a wee bit of flavour as well. So we're going to get our dough onto our plate, and we're just going to, so you use whatever you are using. Everybody has their own way of doing things, I'm just showing you my way of doing things. But if you want a really good pizza, you'll basically do what I'm doing. Don't stray for the recipe. Definitely don't stray for the recipe. That goes out to you, to your toes. You stray away for the recipe and you end up with a pile of shite, my friend. But keep trying. Everybody likes a try up. Right. Turning the plate and getting the sides a wee push it, and we're getting some lovely bubbles. We're getting some really nice bubble action. And we're not finished yet, still a wee bit of prep work to do it. Right, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to get some wee dimples on the base. Nice thin base, I like a nice thin crust, thin base, but I like a nice crusty crust outline. It looks a bit authentic, it looks more authentic when you do it like this. Right, so there you go. Getting some nice bubblage forming on the outside of the crust. It's a nice shape and it looks really nice. That's a nice bit of dough action. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some kit, so you can put this in a bag or anywhere you, this is how I like to do it. I don't put a dish towel or anything on it. Dish towels and things like that can be heavy and weigh things down. So I get kitchen paper, and we're just going to cover it with kitchen paper, and we're going to leave it for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And while that's happening, that gives the oven time to heat up. Oh, pardon me. Right folks, so I'll get back to you when it's baking time. Right folks, our pizza base has been left for a good 15 minutes and it's looking lovely. So what I've done is I've gave the, I don't know if you can see the wee holes, I've gave the inside of the base a wee stab with a fork. See where the wee fork marks? Because what can happen is it can bubble up, because we're going to basically be blind baking this. So this kind of helps prevent the bubblage happening here. It can bubble up like that, if you know what I mean. Right, so what I'm going to do now, a wee bit of the old olive oil, and we're just going to gently brush round the crust, very gently, gingerly should I say. Nah, we'll say gently then. Right, this looks really nice, really nice. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stick this in the oven, full blast oven, up full. It's going to go in the oven for about between 5 and 6ish, 7ish minutes. It's not an exact science. So I'm going to bung this in the oven and I'm going to get back to you when it's had a wee bake, and I'll show you how we really finish off the pizza base. This gives you top class pizza. Right, that's our pizza base out the oven. So there's a wee bit of colour on some of the crust. You don't want it too dark, but you can see that's a lovely looking pizza base. I'm sure you can see that for yourselves. Some nice bubblage. So I'm going to now show you the most important part of the whole job. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take, so you could use a frying pan. You could use a frying pan at home or whatever. Don't get me wrong, if you've got one of these metal plates, it's the best job. So we've got this heating up, and what we're going to do now is, we're going to sit that on there. And what this is going to do is, it's going to give us a nice charred bottom, because you're not going to get that in your house, in your home oven. It just isn't going to happen. And the reason I know this is because obviously I've made up 10 million pizzas, and I know that you've got the same kind of heat oven as me, and it's just not hot enough. So what I'm going to do now is also I'm going to set a pan on there, just to push that down. I know it sounds crazy and looks mental, nice shiny pot there. I know it sounds and looks crazy, but trust me, please trust me, and follow this to the letter, and you'll have absolutely stonking pizzas, always. As I say, you can make 4 of these up out of that dough I showed you. Make 4 bases up and just stick them in the freezer and they're good to go. I'm just going to leave that there for a wee minute. We want plenty of charring. I like a nice char, nice bit of colour on the base. Even if it's burnt, even if it gets a wee bit burnt, it doesn't matter. It's going to be beautiful flavour. Absolutely gorgeous flavour. Right, I'll take the old pot off. And what I'll do is, hopefully it's not stuck. There we go. Just get a wee kind of shimmy about. Get it on the heat. You want nice charring, nice colour. Just as if it's been made in a pizza oven. Just like it's been made in a professional pizza oven. And you need to do this. Anybody that watches, I hope you do this, because you'll be making the best pizzas you've ever made in your life. Really lovely crust, look at that, look how soft that is. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll just leave it there a wee minute. Get a nice bit of colour on there. So Mr. Red's always asking folk to drop him a wee line they've any ideas what they'd like to see him make. So Mr. Red, I want to see you make a pizza, because if there's one person out there that'll outdo me making a pizza, it's you. Mainly because you've got about 4 bloody professional pizza ovens sitting about gathering dust. Two to your toes, he's never going to outdo me, let's be honest. He tries and fails constantly. That jalfrezi was a total mess. Yeah. His pizzas he's made in the past, total mess. His fried chicken that he tried to copy me, total mess. So he's had loads of fails. He's a top man at making potato glue. I can't take that away from him. If you ever want to make potato glue, watch a Two to Your Toes Bangers and Mash, and end quotes. Because nobody can touch him at making potato glue. I've got to give him that. But as a title, he has deserved, and he's earned and deserves it well. Right, so I can start. I'm starting to get a wee kind of burnt smell now. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to keep moving it about. So aye, Mr. Red, I want to see you making a pizza. Tracy, absolutely banging job on your jalfrezi, I'm not going to lie. And I've got a tip for you, Tracy. Whenever Two to Your Toes tries to help you, give you wee ideas, or tell you where you're going wrong, do the exact opposite of what Two to Your Toes tells you, and you'll end up with a result. Don't listen to a word he says, man, he's not got a clue, that guy. Nah, he's good at making potato glue. He's the man at potato glue. Right, so I'm going to call that a day with that. I can smell charredness happening. So we'll get these over here. I might have over-charred it, but as I say, over-charring's better than under-charring. And that was the only thing I didn't like about your jalfrezi, Mrs. Tracy. Not enough colour on your peppers, sorry. Just not enough colour on your peppers. But some people didn't even bother cooking their peppers, they just dumped their peppers into a pot full of boiling water with a whole chicken. So there you go. Right, I'll give you a wee look at the wee bit of charm we've got. We should have a bit of char in here. I don't even want to lift this because I don't want to damage your lovely base you've just bloody made. So what I'll do is I'll tilt the old camera like that, and hopefully you can see. Can you see the black? Can you see that? Got some nice charring, just like it's been cooked in a professional pizza oven. You want charm, you want that char, that's flavour, it's pure flavour. Absolutely gorgeous. So there you go, folks, how I make my absolutely stunning pizza bases. Hope you enjoyed that wee video. Mr. Red, I want to see you making a video. Tracy, I want to see you making a... sorry, Mr. Red, I want to see you making a pizza. Tracy, I want to see you making a pizza, following this exact recipe, following everything I've done today. Sarge, Two to Your Toes, you stick to your potato glue and your hotel omelettes. Aye, that's absolutely gorgeous. That's a thing of beauty, a thing of extreme beauty. Look at that. So when I come back tonight, I'm going out for a wee while now. When I come back, I might go crazy and make a pizza. Get some toppings on this and get it in the oven and show you an actual pizza. But for now, we're done here. Have a good Thursday night, folks. We're almost at the weekend yet again. Don't know where the weeks go, they just bloody fly by. First it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before you know it's the weekend. Before you know it, you're back to Monday again, and so on and so on. I do not know where the time goes. But aye, have a good one, folks. Adios.